Well, as sunset approaches Uluru and the final shoes and faeces have shuffled off the rock, the closure's sparking debate about other sacred sites. So is it time we check ourselves before we wreck ourselves and these other culturally important places?
Australia. We're known for beaches, beers and the lovable bogan. But there's so much more to this sunburnt country. Let's take a trip to the majestic Grampians in Victoria, home to more than 4,000 Indigenous motifs. That's about 90% of Southeast Australia's surviving Aboriginal rock art.
The protection and value of First Nations history through the environment, through art, is worth considering and worth respecting.
That's a pretty big deal for traditional landowners, but the Grampians is also a big deal for climbers, boasting some of the best rock climbing sites in the world. Back in March, Parks Victoria banned climbing in certain parts of the national park because of environmental and cultural damage.
Clearly there needs to be a coming together of all these diverse groups and to navigate a way forward that is for the best for that region and for the people who live there.
Just like Uluru, the traditional owners have asked people not to climb, but they do it anyway. So what does it take to enjoy our great outdoors in a respectful way? Not much. Take Wollumbin in New South Wales, also known as Mount Warning. It makes for a bitchin' sunrise snap, but it's sacred to the Bundjalung people, so stick to the lookout. The Blue Hole in Queensland's Daintree rainforest looks great for a dip, but the traditional owners would prefer you didn't. We suggest the guided Dreamtime walk instead. Then there's Kalkajaka, known as Australia's Bermuda Triangle. Some weird stuff has gone down there, like people and livestock disappearing. It was also a sacred battlefield, so the advice is actually to skip it altogether. You can go and enjoy the view from Mount Cook instead.
If we call Australia home, then we too should also call the history of this place as the oldest living culture in the world with First Nations people. We should all be proud of that as Australians.
Still, today shows there are plenty of people keen to climb sacred sites until there's a specific ban. So, will more of our wonders be formally closed to climbers?
I think what people struggle to get their heads around is the difference between a man-made sacred site and a natural sacred site. So you don't have people climbing over the top of the Taj Mahal, for example, but it takes a lot more understanding and knowledge to really get the significance of these natural sacred sites. And I think you could easily condescend the people who are still doing it and speak down to them, but I think we could all just learn a lot more about what these sites actually mean.
Yeah, and it's about swapping words if it helps anyone. Where you have sacred, just put in religious or put in important or significant, and you think, well, I should leave that alone.
Because ultimately the rock for Indigenous Australians, that's like their temple.
Exactly.
That is at the beating heart of everything that they believe in and everything that is sacred to them. So I think for the rest of us to honour that is not really a big ask.
No. Yeah, I've never really understood the desire to climb the rock, but I've also never really understood the desire to leave your house and do exercise. So, all too hard, all too hard.
All right, don't go anywhere. Plenty more project up after the break.
Ayers Rock. Outside of Pauline Hanson, it's Australia's greatest icon.
Now is your last chance to put your literal footprint on one of Indigenous Australia's most sacred sites. Book your climb today with Rock Bottom Tours.
We offer packages to cater to your specific level of ignorance, stupidity and lack of empathy. You can purchase our standard tour that includes trampling the rock, a off we're full sticker and a selfie with Mark Latham. Or why not upgrade to our deluxe Uluru package? We also get to boo Adam Goods at the summit.
I wanted a holiday that was outdoorsy, family friendly and the cultural equivalent of taking a dump at Gallipoli. Rock Bottom Tours took care of everything.
To ensure that all activities are appropriately impactful, we've consulted with a range of cultural experts like Andrew Bolt and Sam Newman.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Climbing Uluru is extremely disrespectful to the traditional custodians of this land. But it's also heaps of fun.
So book your white privilege pilgrimage today with Rock Bottom Tours. Rock Bottom Tours. We put the in welcome to country.